Greetings everybody, and welcome back to Refugee to Industrial Regent. Last time I managed to finish off Stage 2 and move into the Stone Age, where I can legally use stone tools, use stone for various things. I also allowed myself to craft shears and chisels, just to avoid certain frustrations. I'm going to actually start by getting rid of the starter reed farm that I planted over here. I've given some thought as to what I'm going to do going forward with regards to my agriculture. I also gave some consideration to the situation in Odessa, and I came to the conclusion that while it's a reasonably good place for ranching, for farming, it's a bit limited. Now, before I actually head to Odessos to show you what I've done there, I have something that I would like to craft that will make transportation throughout my empire easier going forward. We're going to start by crafting 3 boats, and I'm going to take the boats on the bottom, 2 sticks on the side, and 3 wool like this, and that's going to give me what's called a punt. So I'm going to craft it, but I'm not going to do anything with it just yet, because I'm still missing a couple of things that I'll need to be able to make full use of it. Alright, I should have everything. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop off my sticks. And actually, let me check my seeds here. Okay, I have cotton seeds. That's pretty good. I'm also going to go ahead and take my wheat seeds. And I know I have all sorts of other seeds, but I'll leave them aside for the time being. And now I make my way to Odessos. And the first thing you'll notice is that this isn't the gravel road I used to have. I actually went ahead and upgraded this road and a couple of others from gravel to cobblestone. Because I can, and because these have slabs that make it harder for mobs to spawn on the road itself. I've also gone ahead and built a wall around the west side of Odessos here. And a gate, of course, going through that wall. So this is now the main road leading into Byzantium. This is a remnant of the old Byzantium Odessos road. It still needs to be cleared up, but not right now. The roundabout around the granary is still there, but it hasn't been upgraded yet. Although the stairs up to the roundabout and down to the fields have been upgraded. I've also gone ahead and extended this road out here to the western wall, which was previously built. And then this road extends down here, makes a right turn across a bridge. Well, this is slightly troublesome. Let me get this entire area loaded here. I had hoped not to have that kind of an issue. In fact, I never actually run into that before. But anyway, this is a new area. This is what I'm going to call South Odessos, and I'm going to make this this is going to be a separate outpost from Odessos. It's very close to Odessos. It's possible that the two might grow into each other in the future, but for now, they are separate. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and start the process of actually building things up here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up, I have to bring this up for myself here. You're not necessarily going to be able to see this, but I want to be able to see what's required for housing in this stage. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a 4-room house here. But to save space, I'm actually only going to do it in 2 rooms per floor. So, let's go ahead and take these stone bricks, and I'm going to go ahead and make them these stone brick panels. Oh, that looks really nice. That looks like a proper support column. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and with the limestone, I'm actually going to go ahead and make it a darker limestone. How about these small limestone bricks? Yeah, these should be, yeah, that looks not too bad. Alright, so I'm thinking I want the rooms to be 4 by 4. So I'm going to have a kitchen here, and then, actually, this needs to be 5, doesn't it? Yeah, this needs to be 5. So I'm going to go ahead and make this 5 by 4. And then this room is going to be 6. And let me destroy more misplaced blocks. I cannot avoid misplacing the blocks, can I? Now, in case you're wondering why I built that wall so tall, well, it looks really tall from this side, but I actually had to dig this area here down, and it actually came down about 15 blocks, if memory serves me right. So, see, this is 5 by 6. So let's go ahead and clean up this part here. There we go. Yikes, not quite enough. So let's go ahead and make some more of those small limestone bricks. There we go. Now I'll go ahead and delete these 2 in the middle here so that I have a door and here to create a door into the kitchen. Alright. And let me think. Now I know I want 2 for the hallway, but I also need a stairway. So let's make this 3 wide. Actually, if I make this 4 wide, that's going to allow me an extra column here for the staircase, and it's going to put this house right up against the seawall on this side, which I can live with. So let's go ahead and lay all of this down. And of course, I did not bring any stairs with me. Alright, there we go. Now what I should probably do is go ahead and turn the rest of these into stone panels, because I'm going to need them. Let me think. Now, I am going to delete at least these 2, and I reserve the right to adjust this bit further. And that, well, as far as this column, it's going to come down to where I actually start the stairs themselves. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get myself some wooden planks here so I can lay down a floor. Dig out where the floor is going to go. And this is not a small floor. And that's the hallway done. So now we move into the kitchen. And 1 shovel used up, which is fine. I do have extras. There's the kitchen completed, and now I will get to the dining room. Et voila! Now all I have to do is lay down the wooden planks, and I will have my floor complete. And that's the kitchen finished. And now for the dining room. There we go. That's the dining room finished off. All right. Now, here's the key point. It is certainly true that I have this house finished. I'm actually going to go ahead and install some temporary lighting to prevent mobs from spawning in here. There we go. That's almost enough. Alright. Now that's enough to completely prevent mobs from spawning for the time being. I'll have a more permanent lighting solution once I get everything in order. But for now, what I'm actually going to do is make a little bit of an adjustment here. And in particular, what I'm going to do is get my sugarcane farm up and running. Alright. Now, let's see here. Alright, so I want that there because I think if I put a torch there, on the one hand, that will ensure that the area remains lit so that mobs cannot spawn. And on the other hand, it doesn't block the water, so I can actually plant the sugarcane. I'm going to follow suit here for number 2. That allows me to get rid of that torch. Alright. And now what I'm going to do, let's see, get rid of that one, get rid of that one, put that there, and that there, and I'll have to put a half slab on top of that for that part of the seawall. Get rid of that dirt there, and that dirt there while I'm at it. Now I can plant the rest of my sugarcane. That's not bad. This is going to be 20 plants of sugarcane. I accept. So this is my new sugarcane farm. In the meantime, I do need to run home. I need to drop off the rest of my sugar canes. I need to pick up some more road building materials so that I can actually connect this house to the road system. And I have to admit, I was thinking maybe I'd take this out and around like so to cover it all the way to this road here that's going to go off that way, but I'm actually disinclined to do so. That said, I shall return. Alright, I am back, and I will beg your forgiveness on this point. It occurred to me while I was traveling back to Byzantium that the layout of this house wasn't exactly conductive to any sort of significant windows. You know, you're going to have a couple windows there, a couple windows in the corresponding second floor room, but the rooms in those back corners there were not going to have any natural light at all. I wasn't sure that was what I wanted, so I actually opted to basically mirror it off camera so that the front door is now here. That's now the staircase, and I've also made my decision about the final position of the staircase, so I can go ahead and get that in order. So the first block is going to be there. Let me check something here. So I can actually go ahead and get rid of all of this here because I don't need it anymore. So what I'm going to do is lay down this dirt. So there we go. That's 17. That's 3 stairs. 2, 3, 4. Put that there. There's 5. And there we go. And in order to facilitate this, I actually want to go ahead and replace this here with these stone bricks. Alright. Now I'm also going to start working on my exterior wall here, and I'm going to use limestone for this job. Get rid of that torch, it's no longer needed. Make sure I have the stone bricks. E-masher limestone. I'm actually going to go ahead and do that like so, just to create a slightly clean, I think that's going to be a better doorway. Alright. Now let's go to the interior surface next to the staircase. There we go. And now I will clean this up just a little bit. There we go. And something tells me I do not have enough limestone. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough limestone to quite pull this off as much as I'd like. Which means probably another resource run back to Byzantium. But that will come later on this episode. My next step at this point is to build the road to this house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig this 4 wide. And I'm actually going to dig this all the way to the wall. Alright. And like so, and then about to here for the time being. And once I get this dug up, then I can make the first part of the road, which is actually pretty simple. Put stone stairs around the edges. It's pretty simple, pretty quick, assuming you don't misplace anything. But yeah, that's the stone steps around the edge. And then slabs in the middle. This has the additional benefit of reducing the land area I have to cover with my torches, because I don't have quite as much interior space to cover. So, next up is to start connecting that road there. Now, remember, I want 2 wide there. So this actually goes out to here. There we go. Put that there, and I'm actually going to extend this 2 blocks further out as a stub, just so that I have this stubbed out for future reference. And there we go. The road, at least up to here, is finished. This is, of course, a good thing. It means we now have a full system of roads connecting this, which will be my plantation house once I get it finished, to Odessos, and through the road in Odessos all the way to Byzantium. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and finish the main structure of this off camera. Spoiler alert, cobblestone slabs will be used for the roof, and I'll likely edge it just under the roof with these stone stairs, just to give it a little bit better texture. I shall return. Alright, I am back, the roof is done, the doors are installed, and now it is time to actually start with the decorations. I'm going to start here in the dining room. I'm going to start with the dining room table. And I'm going to go ahead and lay down, I think 4 torches will do it. Yeah, 4 torches along there will do the job. And now I want to lay down, I've got the dining room table. Now before I actually lay down the chairs, I'm going to go ahead and take 2 magenta wool. I actually took a wildfire, which I have plenty of, it gave me 2 magenta dye, combined them with white wool to get the magenta wool, and now the magenta wool will give me the magenta carpet, and now that will give me, or at least it's supposed to give me, okay, there's my magenta tabletop. So now I'm going to go ahead and lay down 6 chairs. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think I'm getting the trick to placing these chairs down now. Alright, and with that, the dining room is finished. Now I have nothing for the kitchen, so I will leave that for a later stage of this build. Actually, before I go upstairs, I should probably place down the windows. And there's our windows for the dining room, and another fairly good-sized window for the kitchen. I'm going to go ahead and leave this kitchen door open as a reminder that that still needs to be furnished. Make my way upstairs. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up the bedroom here. It's going to be a fairly simple setup. A bed. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and put torches there, there, and there to light up the room. And the double chest, which will serve as the storage requirement for this house. Remember, by rule of cool, I'm only requiring a single double chest to serve as storage for all housing units, with all other storage being assigned to common buildings. Let's go ahead and put the last of this in here. Then I'm going to go ahead and lay down 2 bookcases and a desk. Now, unfortunately, I did not bring a chair with me. Fortunately, 1 torch on the desk will light up the entire room, so I can at least be somewhat conservative with that requirement. So I need to remember to craft another chair and make the stuff for the kitchen before I can actually call this complete. That said, I'm actually going to go ahead and finish that part off camera. It's not much, very little work to be done. I don't mind completing it off camera. I think it's not bad how it looks. That said, I do think it is time to actually start planting things. So, let me think. I'm actually going to go ahead and set this here as the outer limit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. So 1, 2, and I actually think this is going to be 4. So 5, 6, 7, and 8 to there. And then that will not go like so. And that's okay for me. Alright? And now I need to till this with my wooden hoe, because mobs cannot, in general, get access to it. Okay, I'll go ahead and jump on that, because that should not be like that. I'm actually probably going to go ahead and readjust my seawall a little bit. We can see that the reed farm has made pretty good progress. In the meantime, since I have a mostly complete plantation house, it does make sense to plant some of these cotton seeds. I'm actually going to go ahead and put a torch there just to prevent mobs spawning there for the time being. So let's see, this is 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and the reason I'm trampling these 2 blocks here is because it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have them tilled, because I'm not sure that's necessarily where I'm going to want the plants to be placed. So I'll go with that for the time being. That's about 50 cotton plants. I could probably get away with more in a plantation, but I'm not going to fret too much about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here is going to be my second setup. I'm going to check this here. Okay. Alright, that's fine. So that line extends that far. So let's go 4 out this way. And go ahead and finish tilling this. And all of this needs to be tilled. Even if I haven't decided what's actually going to go here yet. I can get rid of that torch safely, because that's going to get tilled. And I might as well go ahead and re-till all of that just to keep things in order. And then what's left of the hoe is going to go into the bedroom of the plantation house. And now that I think about it, you know, it's not that much to do to finish off the plantation house, so I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the stuff and then finish it off on camera. There's also one more thing I need to do related to that block there, but I need to run back to Byzantium for all of that anyway, so I shall return. Alright, I am back with what should hopefully be the last things I will need to complete this house here. I'm actually going to start in the kitchen. I'm going to go ahead and lay down my furnace there. I'm going to set down some jungle wood as a sort of, you know, almost like a cabinet. Lay down the frying pan. That completes the kitchen. Now I'm going to make my way upstairs to the one other room that's not quite finished, the office. I'm going to lay down the chair. And now the office is complete. And with that, the plantation house in South Odessa is complete. I also have the punt crafted, but I haven't done anything with it yet. And it'll probably be another episode or two before I do get around to doing anything with it, simply because I need to build at least 2 docks to make any use of it. Now, my plan for off-camera is to build a second house, a mirrored copy of this one effectively right there. I may have to make an adjustment to the seawall to fit it in, but I don't expect that'll be too much of a problem. And that's going to be the farmhouse, and then I can start putting farmers' fields in here, in addition to the plantation. And this will augment the 2 farmers' houses in Odessos. Speaking of which, given the size of the farm in Odessos, it was honestly a bit of a mistake to build 2 of these houses. So, it is time to actually start demolishing one of these 2 houses. And I'll demolish only one of the 2. The other can remain standing. But this house can come down. And I'll consider what I'm going to do with the other house later on. But this house needs to come down. And I'll go ahead and finish demolishing it off camera. Also take care of harvesting that field there. And with that, this has been Refugee to Industrial Regent. I will see you next time, everybody.